Well, the show is back on the road again. I don't know if I'm hanging or I'm skipping, but it just feels like we're not going at the pace that I expected. Something is not just clicking right today, but we would get it going as the show progresses. The Gladiators are back. One man who have defended Erik Ten Hag with his life. He's practically put his life on the line. I heard from the grapevine that he was willing to bet his scrotum on Erik Ten Hag getting it right. If you follow this show, Views from the Stand,
Who's that guy?
there was a time when he said, once you give him Ugati, Man United becomes the king, and Liverpool will fall off the perch. Man City will struggle. Arsenal are
I didn't
just
say that,
pretenders.
too.
Well, if you read between the line, oh, is it you? I was saying it's somebody. I didn't know you're the one. And
Okay.
and everybody's been wondering what is this Mr. Bobby seeing in Man United and what's it called and Harrington Ag in Harrington Ag that the rest of the world are too blind to see. Probably is a case of what the elders will see sitting down. All the young men of this world will climb an Iroko tree and not get to see it. But the way it is, taking it from the words of the Gen Z, the kids are not seeing better than even the gods, not to talk about the old man. But with that, I welcome you to the Monday edition of the show. Well, we look back at the weekend. Last weekend, we thought it was going to be a stroll in the park for Bayern Munich. Bobby also thought that it was going to be an easy one, Samson will wake up from the lap of Delilah. Oh, and then they just do what it normally does. But this time around, they pluck their eyes. Okay. And Barcelona has been scoring quite a lot of goals, and everybody expected same of the same. But hello, it didn't happen like that. Olympique de Marseille thought that they were just going to work their magic, work their way around, and get the result. But now it was 1-0. Now there's 3 points separating them and Monaco as well as Paris Saint-Germain. Well, whatever happened to Bayern Munich, the fact that they did not lose mean that they are still on top of the German Bundesliga. In England, Arsenal almost dropped the ball after City had drawn 1-1 with Newcastle United, but eventually last minute free kick again, they won the game 4-2. Just as Chelsea had a cold day, yeah, defensive wise they were not solid. Sanchez was all over the places, but eventually Cole Palmer was a cold-hearted killer as he scored 4 goals in a match, 1 goal away from equaling the records of some great players in the Premier League who scored 5 goals in a game. But he's also set his own record to become the first player in the history of the Premier League to score 4 goals in the first 45 minutes of a match. And on his slot, I've slotted in perfectly. Whether he's using condom, he's using lubricant, I don't know what he's using, but he's slotted in perfectly. There is no high man, there is no obstacle. He just kept winning. Nobody knows how to stop him. Only the Forest people came in and performed some Ogbakri magic on him. But after that, he's gone on winning and winning. He can't stop winning. Manchester United, the much talk about Manchester United that if they get everything, like I always say, there are no ifs in football. Give him Ugati, give him Azuari, give him Delete, give him the Argentine Butcher, give him Zaxi, is still Manchester United. A bad driver is still a bad driver. Last man caught them yesterday again. Tottenham Hotspur didn't play excellently well, even though Tottenham fans now believe that they have reached El Dorado and this is the best that they can have. But I say that even Heartland or Ikorodu City would have beaten Tottenham Hotspur this weekend the way they played. But then it's my opinion against your opinion. And I've got the usual suspect, Mario Leo from Germany, Abiba Yodeji, all the way from Indiana in the United States of America. My brother would explain to me how he got to be tagged a Boko Haram terrorist, as he wrote in his book. Okay, he said, and I read, covering youth competition has always excited me as I enjoy watching youngsters play, which gives me the joy of discovering talent and guiding them to the big stage. So, this one time I was contracted by my former employer, Supersports, to go to Niger Republic to cover the Confederation of African Football CAF Under 17 Nations Cup in 2015. I was overjoyed because I was going to cover another youth competition. Well, the rest, as they say, China Acheru would explain exactly what happened in this book. If you do not have this book 1,000 times on the same road, China does not want to talk about it. But we will find a way where that conversation will come up, because anyhow it is, in this book, we will have a conversation. That don't matter. There's a story that will come out. But if you don't have this book,
we will, but not that one.
Okay, so we'll talk about, you will pick up something interesting out of this book and we'll talk about it. Now, let me go straight to Habib. Habib, you're boiling like a volcano. You're ready to erupt on Bobby. Let's come back to what happened last weekend. You said you're not sure Man United can win. Bobby said they will win. Is the usual, I mean, this is that much balderdash. These are regular people, regular customer. And Wolves, they are all one victory at least. And against Liverpool is where they will get it. That didn't happen. Chelsea, he said it was going to be a draw. Chelsea won 4-2. What do you have to say to Bobby? Now, forget the matches. What do you have to say? What are all those things you'll be keeping in your mind? This is where the child says to daddy, you don't know Buku. I see your results.
Okay. Thank you, Edafi. First of all, where do I start from? I think it's very easy.
Start from anywhere that will hurt Bobby.
Yeah, it's very, very easy to just call it. It's something everybody can see. I think Bobby has this soft spot for Erik ten Hag. Sometimes can sway his analysis of Manchester United. But Bobby is very fantastic in analyzing football. But I think his soft spot for Erik ten Hag makes it difficult to call the situation as it is. For Erik ten Hag, it was so easy to call. Any team that is well structured and mannered in their approach will easily decimate Manchester United. You don't need to do anything fantastic. You don't need to be extraordinary on the ball. You just need to be coordinated with some level of precaution in attacking the game. It's quite funny because I predicted that they were going to lose against Tottenham. I also predicted they were going to lose against Liverpool. And it's the strangest part of it all is that Liverpool and Spurs have scored more goals than Manchester United at Old Trafford this season. Manchester United have only scored just one goal in Old Trafford this season. I had teams like Spurs and Liverpool score more than you in your home ground this season. And another funny stat that I would like to throw out there is Erik ten Hag has lost 25 games with 3 or more goal margin.
Yeah.
25 games where he has lost by 3 or more goal margin. There are so many games. There's the Liverpool game, there's the City game, there's the Palace game, there is the Sevilla game. There are so many games that he has lost by 3 or more goal margin. And I think I want to throw the question open to Bobby that at what point would you realize that this manager has to go? He's not good enough for the team. At what point? He has decimated so many records. And the annoying part is his form in the league is shambolic. He has won just 6 games out of 20 games. This is relegation form. Even Everton have won more games than Manchester United in 20 games. It's precarious, it's shambolic, and the standards are in the gutter. I don't know how many more chances we have to give Erik ten Hag he's not just good enough. And this is the mistake Ineos made. I was like, after the FA Cup, thank you, Erik ten Hag, goodbye, you can go. Start afresh, get a new manager. So even if you are having challenges in this season, everybody will know, yes, oh, okay, you guys brought in a new manager and you're sticking to the manager. This is the same pattern that is occurring last season. And let's even say, if the team is to get better and start playing, what's the height that they can reach? That's the annoying part.
10th.
Exactly. What's the height? Even if they put in a run of consecutive games and wins, what's the height that they can reach? That's the annoying part. And we know the worst Manchester United can get. And I said it already, 10th. So if they continue at this form, they will be in line to finishing 14th or 15th on the table. It's shambolic. And I will just throw the question open to Bobby, please, can you explain to me, what do you see in Erik ten Hag that, probably you've seen from the gods, or you've seen divination, or the gods
from the gods.
that, oh yes, Erik ten Hag is going to be like wonderful at the end of the season. Like, I want you to convince me and convince other Manchester United fans of what you see.
Bobby,
So
to
you
add
said,
to that question, just to add so that
yeah,
you answer the two together.
yeah.
You've been saying that you are very convinced Ineos will not sack him. He will be here to the end of the season. At what point will you pull your plug on support Erik ten Hag? At what point will you realize that the problem last season you said it was the players that certain players are not pulled. Every player you want Manchester United to have, they now have in their team. There's not a player they pointed at say, oh, give us this player, they didn't get it. Remember, and his slot did not sign anybody. But somehow, like you said, Liverpool and Man U played the same way, just that Liverpool are better with their intensity. At what point will you realize that no, the coach is a problem? There is nothing wrong with this team. There's nothing wrong with this bunch of players. The coach is a problem. He should go.
Okay, let me start. I'll start with your own question first. The problem of United is more than the manager. United is in a cycle. What is happening now?
When will this cycle end?
Wait, exactly. That is the question we should be asking. How do we end the cycle, or when does the cycle end? This is the same thing.
Remember that your cycle started before the Arsenal cycle. Arsenal cycle have ended. We're not sure that we're aiming for a title.
Yes. But when did Arteta come in? How long has Arteta been at Arsenal? Yeah. Okay. Let's go back. What is happening now? It happened under Moyes. It happened under Van Gaal. It happened under Mourinho. It happened under Ole. It happened under Ragnick. The same thing. A manager comes in, things change, results improve, they play well, maybe 1 season, 2 seasons and a half, and everything goes sour.
But no manager before Erik ten Hag got his wish list. Every manager struggle. Erik ten Hag have gotten everybody is pointed. Look, Anthony, Ugarte, Delete, Masuari, Martinez, Onana. What's the other guy again that he got? Zexi. He's gotten everybody he's asked for. Vincent Kompany did not get a wish list of 20. Bayern were struggling. Xabi Alonso did not get a wish list of 5. They were struggling. Bayern Leverkusen were dead. Arteta also did not get a wish list of everybody that I want. So at what point will he come and say, you know what? Let me even do the coaching and then let people see the deficiency from the other side?
Let's get the main issue is that United's problem is more than Ten Hag. Even if you sack Ten Hag now and say, because definitely if Ten Hag is sacked, Ruud steps in. Ruud steps in as the interim manager. What is the way forward? Okay, Ruud does well. We make the top 4. You stick with Ruud. We go on for a year or 2 and we come back to the same place. We have to clear out shop. Let us stop dilly-dallying on going. So
what do we clear out? What's the solution? What do we clear out?
What's the solution?
Yeah.
First things first. First things first. You get a manager. That manager has to be allowed to clear out house. We have players in that team that have been there from Van Gaal, from Mourinho, still inside that same team. Mourinho had an interview, I think 3 months or 4 months ago. He said that there are some players in that when he got to United, in his first 3 months, there are some players in that team he asked to be the club to get rid of. That those players are still here now. How many years? They are still here. Shaw is still here. Rashford is still here. Martial was still here as of then, but Martial is gone.
Bobby, I would argue that Erik ten Hag, even if there is you need to give the manager the freedom to clear out stuff.
Yeah.
I would argue Ten Hag has probably worked with 7 or 8, no, I think 10 players that are linked with the Dutch league and have played under him. So you have you have Mazraoui, you have Onana that played under him at, you have De Ligt, you have to some degree Eriksen was linked to Ajax. You have Anthony, you have players that have played under him. At least there should be some form of style of play. I don't need you to play champagne popping football. There should be some sort of pattern of play, or at least we are seeing your ideas being implemented. And this is 3 years already. So I don't know what the excuse is. You already have your players that you've worked with, and it's already 3 years. I think it shows to me that, one, you are not transmitting your instructions and your idea well to the players.
You can say,
the players are not listening to you because
yeah.
if you concede in the first 3 minutes of a match, straight out from the dugout in the first half, it means whatever you are saying to the players, they are not listening. And if you concede within the first 10 minutes of the second half, it means like you just go, the players just go into to the dressing room and the manager just speak blah 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 blah, and you go into the second half and you concede within the first 10 minutes again in the second half. So
Yeah.
it just proves to me like, first of all, I don't think he's transmitting his ideas well to the
Meanwhile,
players.
85% of that squad are his players. They are not the old
Yeah.
guys. You can't tell me that the old guys betrayed him. 85% are his players. Let's move on because we can't stay Manchester United on the show completely. Let me go to China. Liverpool is defying the odds, so there's little or nothing to say about Liverpool. But I need you to chime in here on something that I'm noticing. This dark art amongst all of us here, you have stayed in football longer than any one of us. I thought the way I was trained is that do anything legally possible to get the result. So if I meet an opposition that I know is way better than me, and then I'm one man down, I should be humble enough to say, you know what, sit back, don't go and get beaten 10, 5, 6, 7 goals to nothing. What is the meaning of dark art in football? Because I really don't understand. What can you say is the meaning of dark art? So anybody who does not play the ball from behind art and attack all the time is not an enemy to football.
I think it's people like you and maybe Mario that killed football. Because at the time, you people thought that football has to be played in a particular way. So if you're not scoring 7 goals in a game like Pep Guardiola and Frank Rijkaard's team,
People like
they
me,
say you're playing haram football. That's just a pun. That's just a pun. I said
better
it.
pun well. If you like to watch pun movie, I don't like.
Now, so the thing is this. The idea of football is winning, right? So whether you play defensively and get a 1-0 win, you play defensively, get a draw on the road, the idea is winning, but we now think football should be played in a particular way. And if you don't play it in that way, they say, look, he's anti-football. Having said that, now football became soft. Back in those days, I'm a great fan of Pelé. Now, I watched the tackle that took him out of the World Cup in 1962. 1966, right?
Yeah.
Yes. If it was today's footballer, he wouldn't have been injured because the first contact, he would have died and rolled on the ground for the referee to give a foul and a yellow card to the opponent. But he was hacked, he got up, he was hacked again, he got up, and he was hacked the third time before he was taken off injured. But football has gone soft. There are things you can do. Now, what is the dark art? These are things you do that will give your team the advantage. Like the Arsenal pattern of in the corner kick, 2 players going to obstruct the goalkeeper. Now, naturally, that shouldn't happen. It should be a foul against you, but they do that just to get a slight advantage. Now, at Barcelona under Pep Guardiola, there's something they will do. Now, they can foul the player long before he gets on the ball. For example, if through pass is about to come, they already know that the pass is going to mark it that way. And they obstruct him from like 20 yards away. These are things we call the dark art, or kicking the ball away slightly to delay for like 5, 10, 20 seconds. Dark art. So, but the world frowns against some of these things now. They want football to be a soft game for the Ajebota children, right? And for those of us that watch football in the late 70s, 80s, we think football is getting soft. Nothing wrong with the dark art. But if it does not align with the rules of today, then we have to obey the rules of today. See, what Arsenal did is what Mourinho will do back in the day, and they will complain. Or what Pep Barcelona will complain. But now it favors them. Now, other people are screaming dark arts. But every club is in Nigerian League, it's terrible in Nigerian League. Now we play Nigerian League.
Are you joking?
When the team is leading 1-0 away from home or about to get a draw, you know what they do in Nigerian League. So these are the dark arts. But of course, the world frowns at it. We want pure football. We want free-flowing football for the purists. But no, the idea is to win. And if my team is engaged in dark arts and we can get points every week, I'm not sure my fans will complain. That's why Arsenal fans didn't complain last week against Man City, because at least they got a result. They did get a result.
Well, thank you very much. Unfortunately, your network is actually playing the dark act against us on the network side. Let me move to Germany now and bring Mario in. We're not going to talk about the Bundesliga or the Italian Serie A. We're going to go to the fixtures of the UEFA Champions League. Salzburg take on Brest 5:45 tomorrow. Stuttgart in Germany take on Sparta Prague at the same time 5:45, and then the other game starts from 8. Inter Milan, Red Star Belgrade, or Zvezda as they are now currently called. Borussia Dortmund play against Celtic. Celtic were good for the money last 2 weeks with the 5-1 win. And you have Barcelona playing against Young Boys. Maybe that's the reason why some of the players were rested and they got beaten by Osasuna 4-2. Leverkusen, 3 German team are playing tomorrow. Leverkusen play against Milan. Milan lost to Liverpool 2 weeks ago. And then you have Arsenal playing against Paris Saint-Germain. That's going to be a very tough one. Some Arsenal players have been reported probably injured or not. PSV playing against Sporting, and then Slovan Bratislava playing against Man City. So 2 English teams. What's your take on all of these games that will be going down tomorrow, especially the German interest and the Italian one too?
Yeah, I mean, thanks for enough. I mean, finally on match day 2, there are some big matches coming up. Obviously, Bayer Leverkusen, AC Milan, Fonseca kind of is on the verge of bringing AC Milan into some sort of a path. There's some match plan to be seen. And obviously the big game for me on Tuesdays is Arsenal versus PSG, because obviously that's a huge encounter everybody's looking for from a footballing perspective. German side, I mean, I expect Stuttgart to win, Dortmund to win, and Leverkusen also to win actually on a German packed Tuesday, and Bayern Villa on Wednesday versus will be a Bayern victory, because I think Bayern had struggled on the weekend, because obviously they welcomed an opponent Bayer 0-4 Leverkusen, which kind of is not easy to play against. And with 2 shots on goal, Bayer Leverkusen scored 50% conversion rate. So it's a great game from the weekend, and Bayern obviously wants to fight back, push back, and I love to see Unai Emery versus Vincent Kompany. The game plan Vincent Kompany has given Bayern in a matter of 3 months, working with the team miraculously, and obviously giving kind of an addition to the, or an enhancement addition to the Bayern playing style, which is obviously exactly what Habib is saying to Man United. I mean, Erik ten Hag doesn't have a match plan for Man United at all, and ultimately also Erik ten Hag is causing his own problems, because obviously if you go out as a head coach and saying nobody's achieved more than only Pep Guardiola achieved more than me. Nobody won more title than me except the Manchester City. So going out in presses, making this, let's say, overly empathetic, self-confident messages is the wrong message in a situation where your team is not consistent. Vincent Kompany is not a loudspeaker for Bayern. Vincent Kompany is a hard worker. He works inside. When he knows the inside is working well, he gets the result. The outside, the press conferences are super easy. He can be authentic. He can be insightful. He can be also managing kind of racism and discrimination in a matter of a couple of sentences, and not put oil on a fire because he knows it's going to explode. Erik ten Hag, every press conference I watch from him, there's drops of oil adding to the fire, and he just sort of dismantles his reputation by himself, not by the playing results of Manchester United.
Well, China, let me come here with you now. As much as Liverpool winning, but you've always sounded a bit of caution. Liverpool plays against Bologna tomorrow at home at Anfield. Would you say that they should go with the flow, play in every competition, the FA Cup, the Champions League, the league, and see where it gets? Or say, you know what, zero in on something that is winnable? Maybe the FA Cup, maybe the Carabao Cup, maybe the league, or the Champions League. How would you approach it at this stage?
Liverpool from history wants to win every cup they play in.
Okay.
Historically, we're a club that loves cups. But because of the circumstances, I would think that we reduce our interest in competitions. Maybe the EPL very important, the Champions League very important, but maybe the Carabao Cup should be of the least importance than the FA Cup. If you ask me, I think that the club should just target the EPL and the Champions League. But knowing Liverpool way, knowing the fans, knowing even the players, the management, they want to go for everything, want to win every cup. So I'm not sure the club will step down any one bit. They wouldn't. They'll go for everything.
All right, let me come to you, Bobby and Habib. I'm going to name the game, and both of you will give me your prediction. Shakhtar Donetsk at Atalanta or Wednesday. What's your prediction, Habib?
Oh, Atalanta to win.
Bobby, Shakhtar Donetsk, Atlanta.
Who's at home?
Shakhtar Donetsk is at home on Wednesday.
But they've not been playing in their home stadium.
They are not playing at home now because Ukraine there's
Atlanta
war.
Which is
not good
home because
travelers.
we have so many Ukrainian refugees.
Yeah.
Yeah, narrow
Bobby,
win
we
for
don't have
Atlanta.
time. Bobby, let's run.
Narrow win for Atlanta.
Narrow win for Atlanta. Girona Feyenoord, Habib.
Girona to win.
Bobby?
Yeah, Girona too.
Liverpool Bologna. I think that's an easy one.
Yeah,
Liverpool to win.
Bobby, say it. Bobby, come back. Bobby, come back, rewind. Liverpool Bologna. Who to win?
Liverpool will win. They'll win.
Okay.
They'll win.
Habib already said Liverpool to win. Leipzig Juventus. That's a big game. That's not an easy game. That's a big game. Leipzig Juventus. Bobby, who's to win?
Draw.
Habib.
I agree with Bobby too. A draw.
Mario, I bring you in on that one.
The Leipzig win.
Okay. GNK Dynamo playing against Monaco. Monaco is going away. Who wins? Habib.
Oh, Monaco to win. Oh, they played very well against Barcelona. They are very attacking side.
Bobby, who wins that one?
I would say either side will win.
Aston Villa Bayern Munich. Aston Villa won their first game away from home after almost 40 years out of the competition, 3-0. Bayern, they drew at the weekend. Might struggle to go into England. What's the result here, Bobby?
I would say Bayern win, though the last time they met was in the European final and Aston Villa
won.
But yeah, Bayern will win this one. Bayern will win.
Bayern wins by like 3 or 4 more goals.
Oh my God, Gabriel Agbola will not be happy with you. China, what's your take on that one?
Bayern versus Aston Villa, right?
Yeah, Aston Villa versus Bayern. Aston Villa playing at home.
I'll go for Bayern to win, but it's Villa. Villa have their ways. I'll go for a Bayern win.
Okay, Stormgrass Club Brugge, Habib.
Oh yeah, Stuttgart have a fantastic manager. I think
Stormgrass, not Stuttgart.
Oh,
Stormgrass, the Austrian team.
Swiss.
Benedict Quig's team back in the day.
I go for a draw.
All right, Lille, Real Madrid. Real Madrid does not travel well to France, but this is not Lyon. This is Lille. Habib.
Real Madrid to win.
Bobby.
Madrid to win.
Mario.
It's a Madrid win, so unfortunately, I wish I could say Lille will win, but it's a clear Real Madrid win.
All right, Mario, let me stay with you. Benfica Atleti on Wednesday.
I mean, Atletico de Madrid is in really fantastic form. Although the crowd violence obviously is in there, but their rebuild of the team is working quite well. I go for an Athletic win.
All right, let's go to come to tomorrow's game. Man City traveled to Bratislava. Mario, who wins that one?
Oh, Man City likely going to rest 7 players or so. They're still going to win 4-5-0. It's the toughest of opponents. Man City's got everything to lose in these matches, but unfortunately, I mean, it's nice to see Slovan Bratislava qualifying for the new structured Champions League format, but obviously, similar to Dinamo Zagreb, they just can't compete against these forces of football.
Habib, what's your take on that one? Bratislava, Man City.
Oh, Man City to win, straight win.
Bobby?
Same. Man City to win.
PSV Sporting. Same of the same team. Bobby.
PSV Sporting. Sporting Lisbon to win.
Away, win in the Netherlands. Habib, Afa.
A draw.
Arsenal, Paris Saint-Germain. Habib.
Oh, is at home? Arsenal.
Arsenal, yeah, at the Emirates.
Ah. I think Arsenal can win.
Bobby, who wins this
Arsenal
one?
to win.
Really?
Arsenal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
get fit
it's
to
not
Barcelona at
Arsenal win.
home against Young Boys. Bobby.
Barcelona. It's a
Habib.
mismatch.
Oh, I'm also predicting like 3 or 4 more goals.
Oh my God. Leverkusen, Milan. Habib.
I'm going for Bayern Leverkusen. Bayern, no, fantastic team.
Bobby, Leverkusen, Milan.
Leverkusen at home, right?
Yes, sir.
Leverkusen to win.
Okay, Borussia Dortmund, Celtic. Bobby.
Borussia Dortmund, Celtic.
Two teams that won from last week.
Yeah, Dortmund to win.
Okay. Habib.
Yeah, I think Dortmund to score like 2 goals.
Inter Red Star Belgrade. Habib.
Oh, Inter to win. Inter is at home, right?
Yes, sir. Bobby, Inter Red Star.
Red Star Belgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Inter Milan to win. They had a draw, to win. Inter Milan to win.
So, Bobby, I stay with you on this one. Salzburg, Brest of France.
Strasbourg, Brest.
Yeah. Austria versus
two French
France.
clubs.
No. Salzburg.
Okay, Salzburg. Sorry.
Yeah.
Salzburg to win.
Okay.
Red Bull Salzburg, yeah.
What have you, Habib?
Oh, I'm trying to look at the table. I thought Brest were in form, but I don't think so. I think
Brest
are always in front now. They are in front.
Brest are in front now. They are in front with the nipples. What are you saying? I don't understand. Stuttgart, Sparta Prague. Bobby.
Stuttgart, Sparta Prague. Stuttgart to win.
Mario, Stuttgart, Sparta Prague.
Yeah, Stuttgart to win. 3-1, 3-0.
3-0, Bobby. Hey, Mario,
yeah.
You're bold.
Yeah, they should have beaten Madrid, so they're a good team.
Okay, Habib, do you agree with them as well?
Yeah. Stuttgart, fantastic team. So, yeah.
Well, we've come to the end of this one. On Friday, we will review all of this and then see who got it right the most. China, your network is not good enough, so you've been saved by the bell. But it doesn't mean, for those of you who don't have this book, go and buy. Mario, I hate when I hold this book up because it means I'm indebted, but I will send your book. Don't worry. Just give me some time. I will send your book.
I know.
Thank you, everyone, for being on the show once again today. Like I always like to say, be the best version of who God created you to be. Like Mario said, you do a little bit of good every day, and good will come to you the next day. Shine your light. Nobody ever loses light because they give light to another candle. So be a shining light to everybody. Until we meet again, it is bye-bye from my end.
Bye.